Well, we had heard about it coming. I truly think a lot of us thought it was not going to be what it was.
It was quite frightening in the beginning. I knew that by walking in that room I was accepting a risk.
It was like a tidal wave coming over Long Island. It happened so quick and so fast. And if you didn't see it happening, you can't even understand what we saw.
Karen Fee, I'm the nurse manager of the surgical ICU.
My name is Jennifer Douglas and I'm the social work supervisor.
My name is Michelle Salamita. I am the professional practice coordinator here.
Diane Lippy, nurse manager of C Unit.
My name is Varsha Patel. I'm the supervisor of care coordination.
My name is Louis Teitelbaum and I'm the chairman of the Department of Psychiatry.
Erin Schreiber, nurse manager of the emergency department.
Nancy Laradola, and I'm a supervisor of care coordination.
And I'm Lori Spina, the vice president of human resources.
I think when it came, we were very surprised at how fast it came when it did come.
Exactly, we saw a huge influx of patients, and outside of here, people were just thinking about COVID and how it would affect them, and we were seeing, tons of patients coming in every day in respiratory distress.
Right, it was symptoms unknown to us. The public didn't know much about COVID. We didn't know much about how to treat them, what to do for these patients, and the influx of patients was just astronomical within a 24-hour period, I would say.
Yes, I left my unit on a Friday, and when I came back on Monday, it was all COVID patients.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we were like inundated with, what do we do now?
I think watching from all the different countries, as it started out really Italy, watching France, everything happening, and as it came here and everyone's different ways of dealing with it, and us just being prepared. You didn't know what you were dealing with, you didn't know what equipment you need, how to deal with these type of patients, what length of stay you were dealing with, and just all the trauma that these families and patients are going through because people are so distanced from each other.
Med-surg expanded very quickly. We ended up taking part of ASU over for Maine, which was an empty unit at the time. We took that unit over as well, and D unit. We ended up opening up extra hallways to care for these patients, and I know one of our med-surg units actually had to move to make space for another critical care. So we ended up with...
Right, the ICUs, we started with approximately 36 ICU beds and quickly went to almost 80. We took over all of 2 Main and all of 3 South. All became ICU rooms for the most critical patients.
It was truly a dramatic change. People were afraid to come to work, even folks who worked in offices.
Yes, and I would also add that for the frontline staff, I was impressed upon the fact that they did, despite those fears, they did come in every day. And they put that aside and they stood up to that level of integrity that they had and the compassion that they had for their patients and for each other. And they really banded together.
When they stopped the ORs, they did disperse all of those staff members to our units so that we could create a buddy system. Because with the proning of COVID patients, it did take more than one person to be able to take care of the patients.
I think absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think the nurses all have an appreciation for each other now.
And all the divisions and everybody's specialty. When COVID hit, we were all just nurses trying to take care of our patients and get them through this difficult time, and at the same time getting each other through it.
The teamwork in general was just overwhelming across the board.
Nurses they were asked to do extra shifts, they were asked to do, we all were, and everybody did it.
That we just did it. We just,
we're all working.
we all worked together. There was no complaints. Everybody seemed very motivated. Though they were afraid, they were motivated and they wanted to get our patients through it. And I really...
Focusing together as a team, I think we really worked great as a team, and across as a system, across Catholic Health, all the hospitals together. Every day we're sharing resources. Who had what beds are opened, who had staff they could send to help each other. So really as a system, we've been working like that for the past year since COVID hit, as a system together. If we're surging and we're running out of beds, what other hospital can help us? What other hospital can we take patients from to unload their burden? So we're all working together. I think when we left at work, when we leave at night, the community support was amazing. The flowers, the cards, just every time you leave the building or come in, I think when people were trying to give us supplies, that was amazing.
It brought the morale up in the units between the staff members, especially through such a critical time.
We implemented something called the pause, which is a moment of silence or a moment of prayer.
Compassionate pause, right, that CHS started was right before COVID. And yeah, we use it after every patient passes away.
After someone passes away. To see that much death in such a short amount of time, and there were days that we would lose almost a dozen patients a day, and that was very, very scary for them. We wanted to make sure that everyone always respected every life and paid tribute to every single life that we took care of.
I had one nurse. She did do one thing that a family member saw, which I thought was beautiful. We have whiteboards in the room, and she wrote on the whiteboard, "Please remember that I'm somebody's mother." And her son saw it, and he was just like, "Thank you so much for that." He goes, "That makes me feel better that someone was thinking about her." So after she passed, it was really beautiful.
Can I just say something? My mom was a nurse, and my aunt was a nurse, and my daughter's going to be a nurse. And I really appreciate everything you guys did, because I really thought I was going to die. So, bless all of you, please. And just remember me, okay? Because I'm going to remember you.